Hello friends, it's Astro here and welcome back to Frostpunk to Chilly Town, where things are a little bit chilly. We're keeping some of our homes well warmed. Some of the outskirts ones here are a little bit cool, but that's okay. That's okay. We're doing pretty well. It's the start of the work shift. Now I fear that this, which has 1 hour to go, which requires 53 food to be stockpiled, we're going to fail this this challenge, because there is absolutely 0% chance that we're going to get 53 pieces of food stockpiled to get us through this challenge. So, yes, this challenge I stretched a bit too far. What is this? Food rations still too low, most people are still hungry, and now fear the future knowing you can't even feed them today. Well, bugger. Hope falls, by a huge amount, and discontent rises by an equally huge amount. What's this here? Cold homes. Captain, some of our people are concerned about the low temperature. Let's heat some homes. Heating of 2 of the cold homes within 2 days and keep them heated for 2 days. Yeah, I could do that. Or, let's heat all homes. Have I learned? I reckon we can heat all homes. I reckon we can. But do we want to? That's the question. Now, if I heat all homes, the simple solution for that is to go for the generator range upgrade, which will then allow us to cover all of the homes with heat, and hopefully keep them that way, although I can see upcoming on the timeline here, we are going to have a temperature drop in 2 days' time. So, the range upgrade would heat all homes, because they're all clustered around the central core. But instead of doing that, you know what? Screw it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You can't stop me. Generator range upgrade. Engage. And I think that this 18 hours left. Where's our coal gathering doobly-doo? 236 remaining. Yeah, not super duper happy with how effective that is. I think it's about time we got a coal mine up and running, and I think so. I could put it over here. Wow. Okay. Yep. All right. Well, there's basically these 2 spots. Or now, here's the other thing. I could go coal mining, or the other option is to research coal thumping. Where is coal thumper? Right, so this guy, by pumping pressurized water into underground coal deposits, the coal thumper washes the precious resource up to the surface, forming a pile of up to 560 coal per standard workday. Enough for 2 gathering posts. Huh. Well, that potentially could have been a good idea before I went down this path. But that's totally fine. We have potentially made a whoopsie there. Okay, well look, I've painted myself into the corner now. I have to accept what's going on here. So we're gonna paint this new coal mine in. We're gonna get that set up, and once that is online, what's this? Steam cores. We have just used our first oh, they use a steam core. Steam cores are a necessary component in advanced technology. We can't manufacture them in the city, so let's hope that our scouts find them during their expeditions. Which sucks, because we don't have any scouts right now. So, good planning, Astro. Alright, well, we better get some scouts online fairly soon, so that we can, you know, find some more stuff, I guess? I hope? If we can't find some more stuff, we're kind of going to be up a certain body of water without a certain implement. But it's kind of nice because, you know, in this game, being up a creek without a paddle means that the creek is solid. So you're just going to be able to walk on it, because you're going to have snowshoes anyway. You can just, like, tread across the ice. It'll be totally fine. And who needs an oar when you're, like, walking on the creek? Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? In a frozen wasteland like this, you're never up a creek without a paddle. So, no? Just me? Look, it seems logical to me. It really does seem logical to me. Alright, so let's get this coal mine up and running. Once the coal mine is doing its thing, and we don't have to worry about this friggin' countdown timer here, which is starting to spook me a wee bit, we can look at deconstructing this, because there's really not a huge amount of coal. I mean, we may as well get the rest of this done, quite frankly. And then put some engineers to work over here. So that's cool. And I guess, yeah, we'll just, like, let that kick off tomorrow. We'll wait until this guy runs out of coal, because, I mean, that's bound to happen sooner or later. When that runs out of coal in this stockpile here, we can just tear this guy down. Oh, there's still some steel. Ah, there's no steel there. What's this? Wood crates, and there's one dude on his Patmer out there harvesting that up. And then from there, we're kind of like relying on this sawmill and then this coal mine, and there's really no steel to be had. There's an iron ore deposit here, so we're gonna have to build a steel works eventually. Which will probably... It only costs 25 wood. Well, that's kind of handy. I can afford that. But I tell you what, before I do that, I need to put some people in homes. So let's get another home there. And I need another medical post, which we can't currently afford. We will be able to momentarily, once the rest of the wood comes in there. Well, in the morning, I should say. When everyone goes back to work. I'll get the next medical post up and running. I'll probably nestle it in here because I've already destined this steam hub to be 24/7. I could technically... Hang on a second. Medical post. And then there's these two here and here, right? See, here's what we can do. I can use this generator... no, I really do want all of my medical centers to be 24/7. Because the people are in it 24/7, right? The patients don't, like, go home back to their home to be heated by the central generator during the evening. So, yeah, having these around a steam hub, it's a good idea. It's a very good idea. Okay, we'll ignore everything that I just said, and we'll leave that exactly the way that it is. The hunters have come back. They've brought some food for us, which is fantastic. The wood is starting to pour in. The steel is kind of just static at this stage, and this is like just slowly doing its thing. Okay, cool. Now, I want to get my scouting party online. So what do I need for that? I need 40 wood, which is ticking in, and then I need 5 workers. And unfortunately, at the moment, workers in this place are few and far between. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pinch a couple, I guess from the sawmill. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll put some engineers in there. They should be logically as efficient if they weren't all sick. Oh, for Pete's sake. Why are you guys sick? Alright, well, do your getting well thing, and then when you're ready, come back and work on the sawmill. Because we kind of need wood, guys. We desperately need wood. It's a necessary thing in this place. But we have enough now to do this, and do this, and... Crash site? Several wrecked vehicles, no signs of life. They are probably our machines, let's hope so. Okay, there might be a steam core here, which we can use for building further bits and bobs, which we may consider... I may consider it to be a necessary thing. Right. 6 hours left on getting the research done so that we can get the generator range upgrade done. Are we going to make that? Is this research going to complete, or am I going to need to pop the workshop into a 24-hour workday? I may need to. We're at 75%. It's 1400 right now. You know what? We might just make this. Guys, please. Everyone in the workshop, get to your drafting tables. Get writing with a feather and such. And... yeah, check it out. livable conditions all across the board, and the Hunter's Hut is comfortable somehow. I'm happy with that. The fighting arena is still chilly, but you know what? Looking at it, like, you can see everything else is kind of sealed up, and that's all quite nice. But the Hunter's Hut is just like... sorry, the Hunter's Hut. The friggin' fighting arena. It's just like this cage of bare steel. Where people go in and punch each other a bunch and enjoy themselves. Because, like, you know, that's just what you do, right? Right, so generator range upgrade is done. I guess we can consider, like, I could look at a few things. Like, a hothouse would be awesome, but they require a steam core as well, so we're not going to be able to do that just straight up. Medical post upgrade. People employed in the medical post will heal the sick 10% faster. That would be super handy. I feel like, though, I want to try and prevent people from getting sick before I treat them for being sick. So, with that in mind, let's get some heaters online. Right, I'm going to research up heaters, because if I look at this, chilly, low risk of getting ill. Look at this, totally fine. All of these ones that are out here on the outer ring, they don't have any inherent heating built into them. And I want that to be a thing that we can do. Like, I want to be able to, like, let these people work in the sawmill, but then be able to heat that sawmill for them. So, like, cool, you're chilly on the way there, but when you're at work, slicing up big posts and, like, I don't know, making planks and, you know, chipboard and sawdust and all the things that you do in a sawmill. When you're there, you're toasty warm, right? So we can reduce the risk of people falling ill and having to be hospitalized or medical postalized, where, you know, they're going to take some time. Like, it's like, what is it, 18 hours when someone falls sick before they actually get released? It's about that. Patience, recovery time, about 11 hours. These three are going to die. Well, they're not going to die. They're in palliative care, which means that they've had an illness which is so terrible that they are now no longer able to work until we get the technology to be able to, like, you know, I guess, cure them of whatever their palliative condition is. I'm not sure how it works, to be brutally honest. I guess I'm going to find out. I haven't actually been deep enough into the tech tree in this game to figure that out so far. The last time I played, there was like an event where some people started rebelling, and I literally couldn't contain it. Like, I couldn't bring them under control and you know, get them to behave themselves, and discontent just like skyrocketed through the roof, and then it was GG. It was game over. But I've spoken to like Geo Badlians, one of my buds on YouTube. He's also on my Discord, and he told me that is a thing that just happens. Like, this is my second playthrough. He's played it a bunch, and he actually like spurred me to buy this game. And he said, "Yep, that's a thing that happens, and if you don't bring him under control, that's it, GG." And that's precisely what did happen, which is, you know, it's a little bit poopy, but thus is the nature of the medical emergency. Okay, how are we doing here? Let's have a looky-loo. Oh, yes. Oh, that's much nicer, right? See, we were, like, floating around down here when we just had the stockpile online. But now that we've got the coal mine running, I think we're doing much... Ugh. Okay, that's better. I think we're going to do much better tomorrow than we did today. Sawmill, we're charting relatively well on that. That's okay. I mean, we do tend, like, wood isn't something that we tend to just, like, use regularly, like coal. Like, at the moment, coal is, like, it's constantly being used. Wood is only used when I try and build something. Steel, like, I don't think we've used steel, like, much at all recently. Maybe to build the mine. But this is the big one we need to think about. Because we're only just keeping ahead of our food utilization, like of the amount of food rations that we have. I mean, it's 20 meals ahead of what we need, which is honestly pretty good. And raw food gain is at 60 per day, which is pretty nice. We got 47 soup in storage, which means that while we are cooking... Wait, are we still cooking soup? Oh, please tell me we're not. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. Okay, well, I don't want to cook... I don't want to cook soup anymore. I really want to get away from having soup, but I kind of need to be cooking soup so that I can be, like, having enough food for my people to eat every day. Because it's 4 soup per raw food. No, it's 5 per 2 versus 4 per 2. What? Well, there's not really much difference then, is there? Let's give them some real food then. And we just need to up our production of raw food. Which means that we need either another hunter's hut, which is going to be difficult, right? Because we got 3 at the moment, and they're fully manned and everything's fine. Or we need to beeline towards hothouse. And hothouse lets us grow crops locally, but it requires a steam core. So I'm going to be keen on seeing how these boys, how these people are doing in their investigation of the crash site. Because if there's something at the crash site that is of the steam core variety, then I think that'll help us out rather nicely. Right, how are we doing on this? 1 day and 13 hours remaining on this challenge. This temperature drop is coming up, but we can be prepared for that. As it gets closer and closer, we can think about turning on the overdrive to just boost the power and the heat that's being generated out to all of our buds who are currently sleeping in tents. It is fairly intense in this town. The other thing we can think about is getting the bunkhouse up and running, right? 10 people adequately protected from the weather. So this just effectively raises the temperature within the bunk, or it raises the insulation. And then from there we can go down to house, and we can have all sorts of cool, fun things. But for now, we're going to have to like buckle up, hold tight, try and keep an eye on how all of our resources are faring, make sure that we don't, run ourselves dry on anything. The scouts have reached the crash site. That's still a ways away. It's okay. Okay, so let's check the crash site. Do and explore, boys. Wood and raw food. There are plenty of priceless supplies in the wrecks of our expedition. Searching amongst the crates scattered in the snow behind the wrecks, we found the bodies. Oh, they're tangled together in a single frozen mass, as if the people were trying to find at least a bit of warmth just before they died. We can do nothing for them, not even bury them. Ah. Oh. Well, they will not be forgotten. But we will take their wood and stuff. Observatory? Or should we go on... Let's go on to the sturdy shell. No, let's go to the observatory. And maybe that'll give us like a bird's eye view of what's around here. That seems logical. And then we can double back on the other side. It feels like... Based on what I did last time, it feels like there's like 2 paths away from the base. So, I mean, we could also look at getting a second scouting party eventually. Which... Yeah, current limit is 1. So we can research creating a second scouting party in here. Which is, I believe, here. And then this one. Right? And then we can start pushing into, like, crazy things like automatons and prostheses. Oh, prostheses? Yeah, rock on. Okay, I'm cool. I'm happy with that. Fantastic. Alright, I'm looking forward to finding out what that does. That's not something I've played with so far. Maybe in this playthrough, I can get, like, a good way in. I mean, we're at day 14 already, which is, I feel like I'm doing okay. I feel like I'm, like, I'm not doing badly. Except my coal pile has just been depleted. But that's fine. We knew that was on its way, so we can demolish this gathering post. We may as well... What's in this? Wood crates, 39. Tell you what, let's boost this one up as high as we can. We'll get the rest of these wooden crates taken care of. And then that way we can get rid of that and maybe put in like another sawmill over here. Or, you know what? We probably need to get a steelworks online, don't we? Yes. Okay, and we have just completed the heaters research. Was that what we completed? Yes, heaters. Okay, so, coal mine. Heater is on. Livable. Excellente. And this guy here, let's turn on the heater. Fantastic. Now that should theoretically only be turned on during working hours, right? Ooh, hello. By turning on those two heaters, we're now consuming more coal than we are creating. That is an interesting thing. I wonder then. I wonder if we can go for the coal thumper now and use it to feed two of my gathering posts. Would that be a good idea? I feel like that'd be a pretty good idea. Let's do that. Let's do that. Because I mean, I could go down the charcoal kiln path and start turning my wood into coal, but I feel like that is like the trees aren't like an unlimited resource, right? And even the coal that's here isn't an unlimited resource, right? This is, we've already used up like close to 500. Oh, that's only 99,000. I thought it was, oh, it was 100,000. Now it's 99,000. That's okay. That's all right. I told you, I've told you guys how I do with maths, right? Not super great. Not super duper great. And this gathering post, you know what? I'm going to leave the heater off here for the time being. I'm going to let the guys harvest up the rest of this wood. And then when we know how to do the coal thumper, the plan is there that we're going to set the coal thumper up here. And what it's going to do is create a pile of coal that's going to bubble up out of the earth. And then we can put a second gathering post next to it as a sort of, I guess, kind of a free way of getting coal. But it's very inefficient when compared to, because this is doing, it doesn't tell me how much it's doing, but it is doing a very good amount of coal, right? It's just absolutely churning and burning. Whereas these guys, they don't tend to do quite as much. They don't tend to harvest quite as much, but look, it's just going to, yeah, it's going to be a balancing act. It's going to be a balancing act. So let's spin through the evening. Keep an eye on this. All right, it's going to drop one level in half a day. We've got 17 hours remaining. I am going to hazard a guess that we're going to need to go into overdrive to get ourselves through this this cold zone. I don't know how far away this is, but I'm just going to watch it like a hawk as it slowly creeps its coldness, because if it hits before this happens, then we're going to get in a spot of bother. So I'll tell you what, let's overdrive right now. And this is worrying. Okay. Do I? I think I should. I think maybe I turned this on too soon. Did I turn it on too soon? Oh my god, I don't know what to do. Alright. Let's ignore it for the time being. It is free time. It's coming up to morning. We might be able to make it into the morning and start harvesting coal before we lose power to the generator and before we lose this challenge. Because I really need this... Oh. Discontent's all, like, dropped off. That's kind of cool. But, hope, if I can keep this through this temperature drop... Can we do it? Come on, temperature drop. Come on, generator. So we're still in free time. We've got 4 hours of coal left. This is kind of down to the wire. Temperature falls. Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah, look at this. Everyone's still livable. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. The generator is still cranking quite nicely. This is still happening. We've got 8 hours to go to keep these places well warmed. And then we need, closed at this time of day, 3 hours remaining. Okay, everyone to work. And all we have to do is get enough coal out of this coal mine to just keep the generator running, because we're, like... We're using... Wait, does the overdrive use more coal? I don't know if it does, honestly. It says that it raises the heat zone raises the temperature by 1 level and adds stress, but it doesn't say that it actually consumes more coal. So we're currently using 15. When I turn this down after this this challenge completes, we'll have a look and see what it looks like. But in the meantime, so wooden crates, Christopher, get out of the way. I'm trying to look at the crates here. Hello? What's all this then? Oh. Man from Winterhome. We found an exhausted man at the edge of our city. He said that he came from Winterhome, a settlement located not far from here, and that he was the last survivor. Winterhome is dead. Everyone's dead. There's no hope for survival in this accursed wasteland. You're all doomed. You must escape. Those were his last words. Well, thanks, dude. So we're alone. I mean, thanks for raising our spirits. Hope falls. And someone friggin' died. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This place is a deadly trap. We should never have left Britain. We should have stayed in London. Oh my god, my hope! I've been cultivating that hope. Seriously, guys, you're not helping me here. Why would... Winterhome has fallen. They're all dead? How did we survive? How will we survive here without any help? We have to go back to London. There's no hope for us here in this frozen desert. People start to gather as the news of the fate of Winterhome spreads throughout the city. Some of them want to drop everything and flee back to London. Panic is starting to set in. I must give them purpose. Order and discipline. Or faith. Well, I tell you what, I chose order and discipline last time because that's usually, like, the path that I go on by, like, you know, telling people what to do. I'm going to do faith and spiritual strength this time. And the first thing we're going to need to do is a house of prayer. New ability sermon. People living nearby will gather to pray, which will raise their hope. And you will need to build 2 of the bloody things. Ugh, alright. 30 wood, 10 steel. I'm pretty sure we can just basically afford to do that right off the bat. Alright, cool. Should have built a house of prayer long ago. Well, thanks, mate. I mean, I only just thought of it, right? Faith. New tab. House of prayer. Let's have one right here, covering these houses. Yes? Yes. And then one, I guess, kind of... there. Yeah, that pretty much covers almost, if not, that covers everyone. Is there like a little hut over there that I've missed? There is, but that's okay. I've missed one house. I'm pretty sure that we can survive with one house not being able to pray. You know, they can be the atheists, and they can just, you know, do their own thing, and that's fine. I'm happy with that. They're like just chilling out, talking about how great science is and all that sort of stuff, and it's cool. It's cool. They can just totally do their thing. 4 hours left on the generator. I'm starting to get worried about this, I have to say. We're still 4 hours away from this guy. Oh man. What's up, guys? The unconvinced want to leave. Sir, you've convinced the majority, but hope is low. A group of people are so scared that they want to flee the city for London in 15 days. They've come to try to change your mind. You say that faith will save us? Nonsense. We're going to pray for food when we start to starve, shouts one of them. If we don't try to reach London, we'll end up like Winterhome. Calm down, we're not going to die. Not to mention the fact that if you do set out, the Londoners, your people are divided. Some of them are so scared they plan to leave the city for London in 15 days, yada yada yada. Fear may lead people to desperate acts, maintain peace, give people hope, and manage their discontent to guide the city safely through the looming social crisis. I can do that. Okay. So the Londoners have arrived. This is a thing that happens. This is the faction that, like, pops up. They are super duper ready to just, like, scarper out of the city at the moment. I have 14 days remaining to make these people happy. But, good news. If I can keep this generator online for another 3 hours, which I may be able to do, I mean, it's still work time at the moment, then I might be able... Oh, God. Do I... okay, I'll tell you what. You guys, could you turn your heater off for me? And you guys over here. Let's just conserve a little bit extra of our coal. We'll get this coming back up again. Sweet. Sweet. Okay, so -3 for the steam hub. That's fine. And then this guy is using 15. How much does a heater actually cost in the sawmill? 1. It's not much. Woo. Okay, this is bad. That's real bad. We are well below what we should be. Okay, we're gonna need that thumper. How are we doing on the thumper, guys? Almost there? Almost there. Lovely. Alright, so let's plan that out. We're gonna get ourselves a thumperino back here near this guy. Yes. Resources. Thumper. Right friggin' there. Okay, cool. What's... Oh, that's a wall site. Okay, we'll come to that later on. And then we'll get ourselves another gathering post next to that. We don't currently have the peeps, but let's see. We've made it to the observatory here. The sun is dimming. Instead of astronomers, we are met by some of our lost people. They explain that they came here for help, but found everyone dead. The astronomers continued their observations until they starved. Jeez. What was so important to them? They wrote it up in their diaries. The loss of sunlight can't be explained solely on the fouling of the atmosphere by the southern volcanoes. The sun is dimming. Yeesh. That's worrying. Is this going to be like, what was that film? Sunlight? Okay, what's going on here? Stress is rising. 23 minutes to go. We're almost there. We are totally almost there. Oh my god. Okay, so we're just going to let this roll through. Hope rises by a teeny tiny little bit. We'll turn the overdrive off. We'll let the reactor stress go back to normal. Did I even need to do that? Yes, I did. See, these are chilly houses now. Very interesting. Okay. So let the reactor go back down to its regular level. Overdrive doesn't change the coal consumption, interestingly. But I guess when we, like, wind up the steam levels it will. It doesn't say that the range setting does anything either. What about if we do this? And there's... Nope. Oh, yes, it does. 9, and then that goes to 15. Okay. So... I could start being a little bit more aggressive about this, right? So when people are in town during the day... Sorry, when people are out working during the day, I could turn this off. But then you've got the cookhouse here, which is in town. But I could put a heater in the cookhouse. But then I'd have to manage the heater. Ugh. Oh no, it's... alright. And the public house doesn't open until evening. Nor does the hunter's house. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna have to look at that tomorrow to try and conserve a bit of coal. Cold homes. Dude, I just did this one. You want me to do it again? Can we just do some? 7 of the cold homes. 14 of the cold homes. Oh. Alright, let's do that one. And let's do the generator power upgrade. I'm gonna need to. Okay. How long have we got? 23 hours. The homes are currently... The generator is currently shutting down. I don't want that, please. The homes are currently cold, which is bad. Now they're chilly, which is not too bad. But I need to get myself a good stack of coal up and running. I need this thumper and both of these gathering posts online and ready to do what we need to do. We've got 5 hours before these people come back with some new... well, new recruits, quite frankly. So, the stretch for next episode is to try and get the generator power upgrade researched, get the thumper manned, because at the moment, I mean, I can put 2 guys onto it, I suppose. Maybe a worker and 2 engineers. We need to get both of these gathering posts up and running, and then start, like, thumping out a bunch of coal and picking it up and keeping this online. Because at the moment, yeah, at the moment our coal is bad. Super bad. And we need to bring this back into the green, otherwise we're all going to freeze to death. But we can do that next time. Friends, thank you very much for joining me. I do hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you next time.